energized but seeking the outlet for it. Melbourne, bit tired but also very excited to be here. The waters are flowing in the Pacific Northwest. This 1111 portal has been magical all day. After a period of hopelessness, trust is the key, the theme today. Beautiful. California, feeling grateful and peaceful. In far North Queensland, feeling distracted. Full of love and flow from Kopangan. A bit turbulent, a lot are moving through this 1111. Sore and a little lost. In Phuket. I'm tuning in from Canary Island. It's 4:15 in the morning in the moment. Everything is quiet and I feel like this is such a sweet and intimate moment I'm getting to witness and experience. Goa, present, open, curious, feeling receptive. Tuning in from Pennsylvania, feeling grateful to be here and haven't heard your sweet voice since the retreat in Cali. Oh, hey sister, welcome. Nice to feel familiar faces. Inspired and a little bit anxiety, Kopangan. Beautiful. Amazing. Thank you everybody. It's nice to feel you. It's nice to feel the mix of what's authentically alive for all of us. So we're going to bring that into our meditation today. So let's enter. Before we begin, just would love a thumbs up to make sure my audio is okay. If you can hear the guitar okay. Can I get a thumbs up? You with me? We good? Great. Amazing. So I invite you to gently bring your awareness inward for a moment. Just close your eyes and allow your spine to align. Getting in a nice, comfortable, meditative seated position. Taking a few gentle deep breaths in. Breathing into whatever is alive for you in this moment now. Inhaling your belly, rising your chest, your shoulders up to your ears. And exhale out the mouth. Allowing your lips to part and your jaw to drop. And your belly to soften. Inhaling through the nose, witnessing your belly rise, and your chest rise, and your shoulders rise slightly to your ears as you inhale. And exhale out the mouth, allowing your lips to part, your jaw to drop, and your belly to soften. Making your exhales slightly longer than your inhales. Breathing into every single cell of you. Everything that's alive for you in this moment. And just giving it all to gravity as you exhale air out of your mouth. Relaxing your nervous system, relaxing your blood, your bones, your cells on every exhale. Just giving whatever is alive within you today to gravity. Letting go of who you are in this life. what you did today or what you'll do tomorrow. And just allow yourself to be empty with every breath you take. Humbling all of your senses, starting with your ability to listen deep. Listening to every subtle sound. To the more soft sounds in your environment. To the more far sounds in your environment. Listening as close as you can. To as far wide as you can. Staying connected to your breath. Noticing any smells in the air. Smelling a little bit deeper than before. As if you could smell the energy that is being transmitted from me to you. Softening your tongue so it's not resting on the roof of your mouth. Softening your cheeks. Tuning into feeling and sensations around your body. Any tension, just breathing into it. Breathing into the spaces that you can relax and soften more. And gently tuning into your body. Just checking in, seeing how you can give your body some love in this moment now. Perhaps gently rotating your neck around its axis, or cracking your back. Just asking your body how you can help it relax deeper into this space. Perhaps gently moving your shoulders. Taking your time here and staying connected to your breath. Breathing out the mouth, allowing your lips to part and your jaw to drop. And whenever you're ready, gently returning back to stillness. Keeping the senses humbled and softened. Keeping your listening sharp. Listening to every subtle sound. Near and far. And very gently, we're gonna place our awareness on her, your voice, on meeting her in her most purest essence. Your voice is your breath in silence. So inviting you to breathe in with the awareness of your voice, making her way up your belly and up your chest, and parting from your lips. Like a sweet sensual essence, breathing her in, just meeting her in her purest essence. Feeling her apart from your lips as you exhale out. Just feeling her power, her soft power. How it's you who chooses to give it life by meeting her with your will, through speaking, through talking every day, through navigating life, just allowing her to rest without needing to control her. Just feeling her, feel you. Very gently, as if you're meeting your voice for the first time, I invite you to breathe into her, and as you exhale out, just exhale out with a nice internal just meeting her. Like I hear you. I feel you. Yeah, I'm with you. Just tuning into her. Every time you inhale, allowing her to be born again. As you exhale, kissing her with the simple and allowing yourself to receive the most pleasure from this simple like you're tasting some good chocolate. Like you're waking up in the morning after a good deep rest and you're stretching. Allow it to be pleasurable, relaxing into your natural voice, your natural tone. And continuing this at your own pace. If laughter comes, let it. If tears come, let it. Just give it a voice. Taking your time. ums into ahs. Taking a deep breath in, allowing your mouth to open wide. Relaxing your tongue, relaxing your neck, your shoulders. Letting your voice just take all of you, your anxiety, your fears, your grace, your joy. Just give her everything. Let laughter come if it wants. Continuing these cycles at your own pace, allowing yourself to feel good. Few more rounds, breathing deep into her. Till you're completely empty. As if you're drinking in all of her nectar, all of her beauty, and then you're giving it all back to her. As if you're meeting a lover for the first time, a dear friend that you have a great connection with. Last 3 deep sighs. Letting go of logic, letting go of your mind, of the singer archetype. Letting it be. Let her take you like a river. Maybe she wants to go higher, maybe she wants to go lower. Let her lead the way. Last one, deep breath in. Inviting you to listen deeper. I will offer us a melody. Take your time to listen and join me whenever you're ready. Starting with as if you can taste these making them so real and tangible. Breathing in as soon as you finish, taking her in, drinking and pouring. Breathing in, giving her gently turning those to ahs. take a life of her own. Begin to free her up, letting her lead you. Taking a moment to listen deeper, changing these ms and ahs to iles, ile, getting creative with it. Playing with syllables. La 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 with O. Oh, 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 with E. Getting creative, having a love affair with your lips and your tongue, playing with syllables, with oohs, with e's, with ahs, allowing yourself to be free and feel good, lose your mind. Whatever's coming up for you, if you're feeling contraction, if you're feeling openness, whatever it is, give it your voice. Just give it all to your voice. Remember to breathe in deep and give her your all. That is how we meet transcendence. Breathing into her and giving her it all back. Taking it a bit deeper, last few rounds. Breathe in deep with me, completely lose yourself. Here we go. Gosh, find your place for transcendence, taking it deeper, going out of your comfort zone. Gently softening into her, bringing her to the earth. How soft yet strong can you be? There's power in softness. Louder doesn't necessarily mean stronger. Getting real intimate with her, as if you're whispering in the ear of the earth. Being present with every vowel. Deep breaths, resting back into her sovereign silence. feeling her rest in your inner temple space. A place that you can always come back to whenever you need. A very intimate space within you. Taking a few more deep breaths into her. Keeping your eyes closed and awareness inside, I invite you to gently inhale your palms together, gathering your prana, your life force energy, rubbing them together. Placing your hands wherever feels most natural to you as we formally open this space with our invocation mantra, blessing this space with an ancient Sanskrit mantra, inviting you to gently repeat after me. Sahana vavatu. Sahanu bhunaktu. Sahaviryam karavavahe. Tejasvina matitamastu. Mahir Visha Vahe. And together, deep breath in, Om Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And whenever you're ready, very slowly and softly, I invite you to open your eyes with deeper quality of presence, deeper awareness, as if you're taking in the space with new eyes. Welcome to day 2. So happy to share this world with you. This is really the deepest seed of my inner world. And I'm so happy to find a way to conceptually share with you the colors of my inner world, while also bridging the magnificence of technology. Thank you for receiving. I would love to know what's alive for you. How did that feel? What's coming up? Feel free to send some love and some presence in the chat box. that felt delicious and joyful and true. That was so beautifully releasing, grounding, reverberating. Yes, that's what we like to hear. Feeling held and supported, moved and blessed. It's been a journey to the temple of the voice, goddess. Oh, thank you. That was so beautiful. My heart felt so grounded. Just a little heads up, I have a lot of characters inside of me, and I think having the awareness of the dimensions and the depth of my voice, I like to speak in different tones and like I'm kind of weird. So, yeah. The power of sound is truly transformative. Remembering the realms that exist beyond mine, this heart song is so abundant. Yes, 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 beyond the mind. I feel so much power and love reverberating through my whole body and voice. Oh, I'm so happy. Corey, it was really beautiful to see you. I loved witnessing your process. It was really gorgeous. Yeah, thanks for opening up so much. Very juicy and freeing. Fire heart Zoe. The power of sound is truly transformative. Remembering the realms that exist beyond the mind. This heart song is so abundant. Yes, I read this. Bring all the colors and shades of weirdness. Yippee. I felt in touch, and soon I noticed some restrictions and shame for my voice. Oof, she felt some things. I feel you, and I think I sensed that in the container. And there was a piece, that's why I spoke. Like, if you're feeling shame or you're feeling restrictness, to give it a voice, even if it sounds unpleasant. Because in the reflection of somebody who's very liberated in their field, it can be quite intimidating. That mirror can be like, oh my god, you're so free. I'm such a baby. Shit. And it can be so humbling, and I speak from experience because I'm still young on my journey. I've accomplished a lot, but I'm still learning so much from masters. And in the presence of masters who are 20 plus years of experience than me in their 60s, geez, this happens to me all the time on the island. I'm a baby compared to them. And the moment they open their mouth, they're just like, la la la, and I'm just like, oh my god. And it's the most humbling thing. And, I find like you just gotta let yourself go through the authentic process of making mistakes. There's this quote that says, if you want to learn to be good at something, you have to get comfortable with sucking at it first. And literally I've been singing for 14 years now. Whoa, time flies. Literally the first 5 years, I sounded like shit. Truthfully, because I was coming from a space of like a desire of like, I want to sound like that person. I want to sound, I was like reaching for a goal, reaching for something outside of myself, rather than like just getting real and raw and comfortable with whatever's alive within me and giving it a voice. It's a really different feeling when you're trying versus, oh god, I could be more free. Oh my god. And just going deeper into making alive like whatever it is that's coming up for you, giving it a voice. So inviting you to be gentle with yourself, be humble with yourself, and learn to love yourself. The voice is the perfect, vulnerable reflection, inner compass of how intimate you are with yourself. It can really purify the spaces within that you feel far from. So if you're feeling shame come up, this is the perfect opportunity to get intimate with shame through your voice. One more comment I'll read. That was breaking through. I met my authenticity and overcame my perfectionism. That was a step into the unknown, took a journey in the universe with my voice as my guide. I love my voice. I remembered that I'm the creator of my beauty and my life. Grateful. So beautiful. Yeah. Again, it took 5 years of meeting myself in my voice when I was like, oh God, what am I doing? I should not sing. I literally had so many people tell me, like, maybe that's not your thing, and still with devotion, with like, no, I really feel there's something deep in there beyond all the off tonations and shame that wants to come out. I'm just gonna keep meeting myself there and see what happens. And like years later, it becomes a refined crystal. But it takes number one of like knowing your muscle, knowing your range, knowing how, like, getting comfortable with sounding like shit. Like, if you don't know your limits, if you don't know where your voice is gonna break and crack, how can you go there? How can you get comfortable with going there? Like, I know my range is okay, I'm hitting my limit. So if I'm singing, it's like I know my limits. You gotta know your edges and know your limits and know your like uncomfortable zones and get intimate with it. And in your own time, maybe when you're alone in the shower or in the jungle and nobody can hear you, you can start to stretch those limits. Yes, so I'm happy to drop in with the heart and the voice with you. That felt really beautiful. All right, so moving on to the next segment, the art of business. I'm so excited. I'm gonna put on some good music for this. Can I get a thumbs up? You guys can hear the background music okay? Cool. Just let me know in the chat if it's like too loud or anything. So I want to share why this excites me and why I felt called to step out of just music and art and authentic expression. Because we are in a time where we have access to so much technology and so much information. I said this yesterday. And the simple click of a button can impact the entire world. Never before have we been in a time where we can change so many lives with a simple click of a button. And never before have we had so much overstimulating access to all of the horrors that are happening in the world. It's overwhelming. And so I feel that it is very important now more than ever before to see people that are warriors of light, of wholeness, of truth, stepping into receiving money. Because what we can do with that money, I mean, truthfully, I think about this a lot. If greedy corporations are funding wars and terrible things are happening and there's such things as the porn industry, then why can't people who have a lot of heart and light and integrity be also of power and of money? We can make some serious change if we know how to scale our business. This past year, I experienced being able to just have so much abundance and show up and fund incredible projects and pay videographers, photographers, and all my friends and just share it with the world. This is how we're able to meet now. So it's amazing what we could do. I want to share a little bit about my personal relationship to business and money. Because who am I? Who am I to talk about this? Like, Am I a CEO of a company? Do I, yeah, like who am I? So I want to share, like keeping it real. Wow. I went from living on the streets. My boyfriend was addicted to heroin and meth. I've done it a few times, being around hard drugs, living in foster homes. 13 was like 18 for me. At 13, I had to figure out how to make money, how to survive, how to thrive. I was constantly in scarcity. My parents were in prison. I knew that all I had was myself. I need to be my own mother. I need to be my own father. I need to get my shit together because I don't have a home to fall back on. The government is paying for people to take care of me. So that was a huge reality check of like, wow, I gotta hustle. And going from years of just hustling my ass off, man, from 13 to like 21, I started traveling the world at 19. You know, I had a bunch of, I've always been a sort of like go-getter, a sort of person that's like, I can't conform to the system. I need to do whatever the fuck I want. Like, I just can't. I've always been a bit wild. And so I had a bunch of normal jobs. You know, I would work a week as a waitress and then I would quit. Then I worked as a week as like a juice bartender and then I quit. I was like, oh, this sucks. Oh, this sucks. Oh, this sucks. Oh, this, no, I don't want to do this. And then I'd end up broke and I'm like, shit. And then I had a real talk with myself. I was like, you know what? I was 13 and I was like, I would rather work 10 times harder working for myself and becoming an entrepreneur than working for somebody else. Like, I'm gonna find a way. And yeah, to flash forward to years later, holy crap, and just scaling my business in a way where it's so self-sustainable, making just 6 figures just on Instagram and getting paid to travel the world. You know, I don't really touch my bank account when I get offered to do concerts. They provide flights, accommodation, stay, like I'm like floating. And, you know, going from where I came from to in this space of like, holy shit, like, damn, I'm abundant. Like, this is amazing. And I'm constantly like, wow, like, this is incredible. And from not really having any knowledge on business or anything, I just figured it out. I just read good books. I did research. I listened to great podcasts, looked on YouTube. And finally, a couple years ago, I took out a big loan and I invested in a business coach and a team, and they really helped me get things solid. So this is where I'm coming from. And these are the things that I've learned that have helped me scale my business that I hope really inspires you. First of all, before I dive in, I want to know, what are your dreams? And what is stopping you from achieving them? In like 2 sentences, feel free to share in the chat. In 2 sentences, what's alive for you? What is your dream? What is something you desire? And what is it? Is it fear of failure? Is it not having enough money? And if you're feeling like, nah, I'm well on my way, I got this, I'm winning, then just rest for a minute. Rest in the embodiment of that. Good job. But I want to tune into the chat. I want to know what's alive for you. And meanwhile, I'm gonna wait. Let's see. Exactly what you're doing. Fear. Can you be more specific? Fear of what? Open a school of magic. And I'm curious, Joanna, like do you have a school of magic? Why haven't you done it yet? What's stopping you? Getting real vulnerable here. I appreciate your vulnerability. I appreciate the opportunity to meet Super Real. I'll give some space for that. A beautiful patch of land, running retreats, freedom, and means to travel whenever, wherever. Fear of the state of the world. Oh, I hear you. And that's exactly my vision, too. My dream is coming back to KP and being able to live in abundance through the gifts of my voice. Oh, beautiful. I feel you. Fear of doing it wrong and creating some kind of harm, wrongdoing. Beautiful. Wow, I really appreciate that vulnerability. I feel you. I really felt you yesterday, too. Yeah. My next dream, as I have so many to activate and open new portals with this voice of mine. I want to share my voice to bring inspiration, hope, and love for our children. I've received some criticisms and sometimes feels like I'm too much, too loud, too big, and this created self-doubt inside. Sometimes I don't know how to put myself out there. Ooh, really, really appreciate this one. Yeah, this is really good stuff. Thank you for sharing. I dream sharing my technology of light to the world, and I'm blocked by fear of being seen and failing on the try. All right, thank you. Yeah, so there's a lot of fear of failure, a lot of fear of being seen in our mistakes. Yeah, that's a thing. Thank you for sharing. Feel free to continue sharing if you wish. It's great to just put our fears out there. So I feel that as a society, we often deny the authentic human process of what it takes to get to where you want to go. We don't often see the struggle that it takes for people to get to where they want to go. We just see them doing the thing. And the reality of it is like anything that you want to do that's big is gonna require a certain amount of a risk. I want to read you my favorite quote from one of my favorite books. These are the 3 books that have changed my life in terms of the perception of business that I highly recommend. So the first is Diary of a CEO, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. So I want to read a quote from The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It goes, "Choose your struggle. If I ask you what do you want out of life and you say something like, I want to be happy and have a great family and a job I like, your response is so common and expected that it doesn't really mean anything. Everybody enjoys what feels good. Everybody wants to live a carefree, happy, and easy life, to fall in love and have amazing sex and relationships, to look perfect and make money and be popular and well-respected and admired and a total baller to the point that people part like the Red Sea when they walk into the room. But a more interesting question, what pain do you want in your life? What are you willing to struggle for? Because that seems to be a greater determinant of how our lives turn out." And we're going to leave it at that. You know, even though my upbringing was incredibly challenging for me, it put me in a position where I have no fucking choice but to dominate. Because I had no safety net, nothing to fall back on. I had no choice but to plunge into failure and just learn along the way. And I think rooting in your why, like more than your why, like what are you doing and why are you doing it, what motivates you, but even more than that is what are you willing to do for it? If you're willing to go through the depths and beyond, if you're willing to do anything for it. Because I've been from the streets to opera houses to singing in restaurants and bars to singing in the Harbin Grand Theater in China to teaching online to, you know, really getting intimate with what it means to step into my Dharma on every full spectrum and making so many mistakes along the way. And it's part of it. You have to be willing to learn how to fail and make mistakes. Our society often denies making mistakes, has a lot of fear against it, and really that is that is the way you win. That is the way you succeed, is getting real intimate with failure. That's the only way you learn. I want to tune into the chat here. To run a dope game store with my husband. Fear of finances and the work it will entail, creating a business plan with my husband. Fear of partnership dissolving and business failing. God, that is so valid. I hear you. I feel you. Yeah, that's a next level thing. Striving into business with partnership is not an easy thing. Communication and transparency, being so clear with your boundaries, having a separate space for the relation, for the business. This is something that has helped a lot, but it's not an easy thing. Bless you, I feel you. Traveling the world, being of service for humanity, inspiring and leading with the heart, fear of not enough, not being seen, and how I can do all of it. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow, this chat is just great. It's really nice to feel all of you here. Thank you for this. I love this. I love getting raw and real. Another quote by one of my favorite books, which I highly recommend if you want to go into the practicals on how to expand your business. It's just what we're talking about. So, in school, we learn that mistakes are bad and we are punished for making them. Yet, if you look at the way humans are designed to learn, we learn by making mistakes. We learn to walk by falling down. If we never fell down, we would never walk. I've made so many mistakes along my journey. The first time that I actually decided to teach, I feel I didn't decide. It was like I told myself I would never teach voice work. I would never teach singing. This is not my thing. Like, I just want to be in the art. One day, I ran out of money. I had like $300 left. And I had like a list of people who were asking me to teach them how to sing. I was like, shit, I need to teach how to sing. So I go on YouTube and I'm like, okay, how do I teach how to sing? Then I take like master classes, and then I'm like sitting in my room and I'm like singing to myself, and then I'm like recording myself, and I'm like, okay, does this work? This work? And then I did it. I just took the leap and I taught my first class, and so many people showed up. There was so many mistakes, you know, the sound was off, all of these things happened, but then I just kept going. And now look, so many people. And it's just a beautiful process, a beautiful, authentic process that we must honor, getting intimate with making mistakes. Another one of my favorite quotes: there is a difference between being poor and being broke. Broke is temporary, but poor is eternal. That's a very courageous thing to say, because in this book, he speaks a lot about having the abundance mindset, being in a space of knowing that you are always provided for and you are always taken care of. And being in that space actually attracts very unique experiences for you to thrive in abundance. And not only that, it doesn't matter how much you have in your bank account. You could have $5, you could have $5,000. It depends on what you do with it, because you can actually invest that money into a financial asset that can make you more money. So this book is really great for learning more about financial assets. It's a mentality, a state of mind of what you do with what you have. So going deeper into the things that really helped me upscale my business is, number one, there's 3 pillars essentially. And number one is the pillar of self. You are the foundation of your business. Self-mastery is so essential. When I wake up, I have my morning routine, meditation, yoga, run on the beach. We have yin days, we have the yang days. I have a self-mastery journal. Your self is so important to the foundation of your business. So I always make sure that the self is feeling strong and aligned. And sometimes you have your days, and that's okay. But we want a majority of the days to be the self to be masterful, contained. We are not inanimate objects. We were born human beings with the ability to think and move and shake and dance. We have fingers, we have legs, like Are you accessing the fullest capacity of your aliveness at least a few times a week? Like, are you using your body like to the fullest capacity? Like, we can really access a place of such aliveness and raising our vibration, our prana, and feeling like a fucking superhuman and feeling our infinite power. And from that space, we can lead, and it's magical. So, mastery of self is so important. Second is knowledge. You can lose money, you can lose your house, you can lose so many things. But knowledge is one of the most valuable assets you can have. It's something nobody can take away from you. And you can always learn and learn and learn and learn more. There's so much infinite room to learn and to grow. And you can always reframe your offerings based off of the knowledge that you have. So it's really beautiful if, you're feeling a little bit stuck and you're not sure what to do or where to go. Read a book, find a book, get inspired, find someone that inspires you. And lastly, the team. Oh my god. I am an airy fairy. I am an artist. I just want to play in the jungle. If I could, I would disappear into an island far, far away and never show up on the internet again and just play music for the rest of my life. That's what I really want to do, okay? But I'm young and vital, and there's so many people going through so much, and it's important to fulfill our dharma. So I'm gonna do this for a time. I'm gonna play the game, and then when I'm old, if I live to be old, I'm just gonna disappear for a while. That's the plan. But having a team, people that love what they do, having a graphic designer that just geeks out on graphics, like, yeah, I love this stuff. Ooh, I'm gonna put this here. Yeah. Having a website designer that's like, oh my god, yeah, this is my thing. Having a customer service rep that is like, I love just like responding to all of these questions. That's not my thing. Having a team and delegating things to people who just love what they do is next level. So you can be in your artistry, you can be in the thing that you love the most, and have everybody else mastering their fields. That's been an exceptional piece to really thriving in my business. Again, a few keys to success for my personal journey is really defining my why and what I'm willing to struggle for to get there. Really diving into like, I will do whatever it takes, this indomitable willpower. And you know what inspires me the most is death. I've lived so many lives. I'm only 28 years old and I feel like I'm fucking 60. Dear God, I've lived so many lives in such a small amount of time. Sometimes I just sit and I drink my tea in the morning and I'm like shuffling through all of the places I've been through in the world and all of the people that have died, and I'm just like, holy shit, what a life. Sometimes I can barely leave my house because I'm just integrating all of these journeys. And I think it's just so important to remember that nothing is certain in this life except change and our impermanence. We are gonna die, guys. It's the most humbling thing. And we don't know when. And people, goddamn, are just going. People I love and admire are just constantly going. People getting married, people having kids, and then people dying of cancer. I've lost so many friends this year. And every time it brings me back to my why. Why I'm doing what I'm doing and what I'm willing to do for it. The lives I want to touch. Because when we're gone, I think what will be remembered the most of us is the legacy we left behind and the things that we did for people. It's really important. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. What's most important is the lives you touch along the way. And if just one person is touched, that means something. And second is consistency. Whatever you're doing, to show up for it daily. So at first I was like, I want to be a painter. Every day I just painted. Every day I thought, what can I do for my business? Okay, I'm going to edit my website. 20 minutes a day working on whatever it is you want to do. Whether if it's just sitting down and journaling and dreaming about it, visualizing it, or actually taking practical action towards it. Just showing up every day and holding that vision in your heart and putting a little bit of water, fertilizing the soil. Lastly, priorities. Learning to manage your time wisely. Oh my God. I feel like I've made a lot of sacrifices to get to where I am now. You know, I don't go out at all. Like, I'm so selective when I want to go out. I don't party. I don't drink. I had to really change my life around, and I didn't really have a life from like 13 to 21 other than like all work mode. And I've learned to play too. My perception has shifted a lot from being in survival mode to much more ease and grace. But it's important to be able to manage your time wisely and to be willing to say no. I'm gonna focus on me and my vision. I might make mistakes along the way, you know. I might completely fail, but I'm gonna try. And the universe will reward you and have your back the more that you show up, even when it gets challenging. It's the laws of nature. The more you emit the frequency out and put energy into it, the more it's going to give energy back to you inevitably, especially when you go through the difficult times. Okay, some tools of mine that have really, really helped me along the way. So having a self-mastery journal. You can get one on Amazon or on Lazada if you're in Thailand. This is my Bible. I live off of it. You have your 1-year goals, you have your 6-month goals, you have your 3-month goals, and then you have your daily goals. And it even asks you, like, what did we do great this week? What could we improve on? You know, list 50 things that you dream of and desire. Like, it just goes so deep. And every day I open my self-mastery journal and I check in. And I've been doing this since I was 13 years old. And I swear that like so much has manifested because of jotting everything down. Second, financial assets. You know, it doesn't matter how much money you have, but what you do with what you have. Investing in stocks, in Airbnb, in anything, real estate, something that can generate more income. And eventually your money can work for you, where you're just relaxing and you see things are just flowing. And it's been really, really abundant and beautiful. Rich Dad Poor Dad is a great book for learning more about financial assets. Next, I recently implemented the 30-70 system, which is like 10% I save, 10% I invest in my business, 10% I donate to a good cause. And this is a minimum, 30-70. 70 just kind of sits there and I save. So, but this is like the minimum. This is a really nice system to work by. Number 4, having an abundance mindset. So, something I want to share with you. My life changed completely going into storytelling here in the pandemic. It was crazy. Like, I made my first $10,000 on Instagram in the pandemic, and that's when my entire perception shifted on what is possible. I remember the entire world freaking out and everybody getting scared, and I'm a musician. I need to play live. And so I was like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? And that's when I saw everybody was coming out with online courses. And it was like a cross-marketing situation where people were like, hey, do you want to feature in my course? If you feature in my course, then I can feature in your course. And then we marry our clientele base. And there was this whole like self-paced course mafia happening on the island that I lived on in the pandemic. We just pioneered together. And so, yeah, I created my first course and I made my first $10,000 on Instagram in the pandemic. And I was like, wow, just by posting photos and videos and posting in my stories. Didn't have a mailing list, didn't have anything. And it was so exciting. And for me, that's when the whole name of the game changed. I was like, whoa, if I can make $10,000 on Instagram, like, what else can I do? And so I started to play. I actually started to play. I had very little income in my account, but I started to play with this energy. I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself like I have $1 million. And so I started to go out to the resorts on the island, and I was like, hello, I would like this and I would like that, and I want to go to the spa. And I was just like living the dream, like living in resorts and like just being in that frequency. And anytime I would book a resort, I would get more bookings online. And it was like the whole pandemic for me was an experiment of shifting my abundant mindset. Even when I had very little money, I was like, you know what? Money's coming to me. I'm going to spend it and I'm going to buy that chocolate bar. I would buy that chocolate bar, and then I would look at my account and I was like, oh my God, this is magic. And so I really invite you to test your limits. Like, are you like, okay, I gotta save, I gotta manage my money? And it's good. It's good to manage your money and it's good to save to a certain extent, but also to stretch your boundaries and your limits a bit, because money is just energy. And if you are allowing it to be more free and flowing, and you're not holding on to it like you're gonna lose it, how can you lose something you don't really have? It's much greater than me and you. It's a force. It wants to be free. And the more you allow it to be free, the more it frees itself, and it, you attract it when you're in this energy of abundance. So there's ways you can stretch your limits a bit. Next time you go to buy something, you're like, maybe that's too expensive. Maybe just do it. See what happens. Even ideas will come to you. When I was in this resort, I was like, oh my God, I'm feeling so good. I'm feeling so alive and vibrant. And then I got the idea to launch a new course because I was in such an abundant space. And that course ended up making 15K on Instagram, which is just crazy. So yeah, abundance mindset is a really important thing to reframe all of the patterns and all of the conditions and the ways we've been taught to play small and to hoard. And, you know, marketing is another big thing. This is something that I find is a little bit challenging for people. It's like, if you don't know how to sell what you're offering, it's going to be difficult to generate abundance. I meet some of the best singers and the best artists in the world, but nobody knows they exist because they don't know how to put themselves out there. And it makes me really sad, or they feel uncomfortable selling themselves. And I find that marketing has a lot to do with self-worth. Just really putting yourself out there and being like, look, I'm going to do my best, and this is going to be amazing, and you're going to experience something really fucking unique because I'm awesome. And to be able to hold yourself in that, even though you might make mistakes, and still like hold yourself in that and watch as people come to you and you do your best. And yeah, maybe you make mistakes, but like, you did it, and you generate an authentic following and fan base. And this is just so important, to be able to put yourself out there and to know how to sell. So this is a bit raw, but one of my favorite scenes about selling is the scene in The Wolf on Wall Street. I don't know if you've seen this movie. This is really like strange for me to bring up in a masterclass. I've never brought something up like this before. But The Wolf on Wall Street, where he's like, sell me this pen. Oh my God, I love that scene, because there was only guy that was like, okay, write your name down. He's like, I need a pen. Sharing with someone, like convincing someone like, hey, I have something valuable that you need, and trusting in your worth that you really do have something valuable that people can really benefit from. So I love that scene. I highly recommend to watch this movie. It's crazy. Lastly, social media. Social media is like so important these days. There's so many people doing incredible things, but if you don't have a social media account, or, it's the most easiest way. I see it as an extension of your portfolio, or like a press kit. This is a way for people to see who I am, what I'm about, and what I do. And so it's really important to actually have that well curated. It's an easy way for people to access you and get to know you. These days, if a business doesn't have a social media account thriving, then it's like, oh, you're not on Instagram? It's a thing. It's really a thing. Lastly, communication. Wow, being so transparent, being able to be very honest, and being able to delegate and lead a team of like, this is what I want and this is how I want it. I really appreciate you doing this, but I don't like it like this. You know, knowing yourself, knowing your boundaries, knowing your limits, knowing what you desire. Communication has been the biggest thing to leading my empire, my business. Getting real honest and being like, my God, I'm tired of traveling the world and not having any money and giving so much. I need help. I need a business coach. Communicating, putting it out to the world, investing in a business coach, saying, I don't like this. I need help with this. I need this. Like, communication is everything. Being able to delegate and express your needs and your desires clearly without fear of hurting anybody, but knowing that you're going to benefit a lot of people the more you refine your pillars. And we need you. Wrapping up this slide here, and then we're going to finish. The art of selling. So here's some little tips for selling. First of all, when I get inspired or when I get an idea to pitch something new, there's a certain process that happens. I feel a death. I feel a death of old versions of myself. I feel like I don't identify with the things I've been doing, and I feel a bit lost, and I feel like, who am I? What's happening? And I invite you to like go into that feeling, really go into it. Be with the emptiness, be with the stillness, be with the unknown, commune with it. And in that space, normally an offer comes to me. And then I get real intimate with it. But first and foremost, what's most important is like building trust with your audience. So I never do something that requires an investment without offering something for free first, where people have the free experience to sit with me in a container and get to know me and feel what it's like to be in my energy. It feels very strategic and very wise. It's like if you want to build a good friendship, you have to build trust. If somebody you want to borrow money from someone, you need to build trust. You need to know that there's a connection there. So I build trust by also my social media account, by sharing freely, sharing my voice, taking the time to write things in the comments, things that can really benefit people. Okay? And also skills versus context. So sometimes it doesn't necessarily matter. Like you can have a lot of skills, a lot of knowledge, but if you don't know how to market yourself or how to put it in a context in a way people can receive it, sometimes it's not always successful. What helps me is using words like, you will experience this, like you will have the opportunity, like I care about you, I'm thinking about you. And also one of my favorite things is just the art of the whole offer. So when I launch a new project, I'm all in. I mean, it's a new photo shoot, it's a new promotional video, it's a new way of speaking, it's a new way of being. It becomes a lifestyle, it becomes an embodied art. So we want to really be embodied in whatever we're offering and really get in the poetry of this offer, you know, make it really intimate. And lastly, this funnel strategy, which is, you know, offering something free and you scale them down to an offer that is a bit more of an investment, and then you scale them down to an even more expensive offer. So I usually like to start off with unquestionable value offers, something that has like really unquestionable, like, wow, this is amazing value for a very fair price. And then you funnel them down to something that's a little bit more expensive, but still has, more unquestionable value. So this is a system that I've been using. It's a strategy where I plan my whole year, where I'm like, okay, I'm going to launch this, and then I'm going to launch that, and then I'm going to launch this, and it just trickles down to the end of the year. This is something that you can work with. Curious how you're all doing. Are you with me? Is it getting boring? Too much talking? Or are you like, yeah, this is good stuff? I would love to know in the chats. With you. Good. We're going to wrap this up. Some social media hacks, okay? So, number one, reels are a thing. Comedy reels, there's not so much photos on there lately. So if you're producing great reels, this is a thing. Number two, I find like humanizing yourself. If you're having a hard time showing up, really making it alive. One time I was just consistently releasing me singing with the drum. And one day I was just like, oh my God, I don't want to sing with my drum. And I just filmed myself doing really funny stuff, just like, blah, 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 blah. And I had a bunch of like blooper takes, and I put some funny music and edited it together, and it went viral, and it was amazing, and it sold me some courses. And I find that just showing up authentically in whatever it is and humanizing yourself. I mean, some of you even saw the video I made about my name is Dominique. This is my story. This is how I grew up. That also went viral. And I find that when people can relate to you, when you share something that has impact, it's something real. And I think that we need more of this in this world. Lastly, comments and likes. This is a quick little hack. When you post something, I invite you to first like it. And then when you post something else, go back and comment on everything. That's how you give your algorithm a little boost. Curious if that made sense for you. So first you post, like everything. When you make your next post, go back to the previous post and comment on everything. So it gives them a little nudge like, hey, I made a new post, and it fuels your algorithm. I have a bunch of little hacks like this that's a bit overwhelming to go through. Lastly is boundaries. I've observed that your business can run you, or you can run your business, especially social media. So it's very important to set time limits. If you want to utilize your social media in a way where it's an extension of your business and you're leading it and you're grabbing it and you're putting your message out, I feel it's important like to literally set time limits. So for me, from 6 p.m. to 11 a.m., I'm not on social media. Even on weekends, I delete the app. And that'll help you from stop scrolling, and just watching it like a TV. You utilize it, you lead it. And so it's really important to have these boundaries. A few mindset habits before we finish here. Never be afraid to fail. Always remain a student, because knowledge is your most valuable asset and there's always room to grow. And be brave enough to lead a new trend. They say that there's all these strategies, funnel strategies, business marketing, and all these things. But throughout my entire journey, there were things that I did that were not a strategy. And it just came from being brave and just courageous and trying something new. And how did all those strategies evolve? It was because those people were brave in trying something new. Lastly, staying open to the wonders. There is so much magic when you know business and strategy and you have a mindset, and you're also conscious and connected to the divine and alchemy. And when you bridge those two together, when you're not just money hungry, greedy, and like scarcity and working off of strategy, but when you're combining esoteric wisdom and qigong and alchemy and all these unique practices in combination with logic, strategy, wow, this is magic. This is where we get to build the new earth. And staying open to the wonders. So I want to share a little bit of a story here. There was a time where I completely ran out of money and I was feeling very stressed. And my mind was telling me, I need to work. I need to work and stay behind on the screen. But my heart, my body was like, I need to go to the beach. And so I just went to the beach. And this was at the time when I was in the pandemic, testing my abundant mindset. And I ended up going to the beach. And long story short, I'm there just kind of stressed, thinking about money. What am I going to do? And I run into a friend who introduces me to a guy who just bought the whole land and is creating a Kopangan Burning Man. So, a Burning Man on the island I live on. And, you know, I was just hanging out with him. He's like, oh, you're a musician. I'm like, yeah, you are too. And we're playing. And he's like, oh, yeah, so I'm making a Burning Man here. It's going to be great. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And he's like, would you like to be a part of it? And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, do you want to be a part of it? I'm like, well, that would be cool. Like, wow, if I could be a part of it, you know what I'd do? I'd build a sound temple all out of bamboo, and then I would make like stones, and then I would do this, and then, yeah, then we'd have like people and like fire. It was just like, I just let my inner child go wild. And he's like, that's great. That's a great idea. How much you want? I was like, what? He was like, yeah, how much do you want? Like, I'm happy to hire you for that. And I was like, what? I can't believe that. And so he ended up giving me thousands of dollars to build this crazy bamboo sound temple and to like dig holes in the earth and align stones. And my next few months were taken care of because I went to the beach instead of doing what my mind told me to do. Fucking crazy. And I have so many stories like that. And so that's just a fine example of like being open to the wonders. And it's a delicate dance between honoring strategy and what works in the past and also listening to your heart, listening to that inner voice. Exercising your state of abundance, pushing your edges and your boundaries a bit, spending a little bit more than you want to, letting money be a free, amazing woman, a goddess that you just let her flow. Try that sometimes, especially if you find yourself extra tense. Finding your fruits. It is of great warrior mindset mentality to have the state of mind of everything is happening for you, not against you. So you take responsibility for everything, you purify it. What is this here to teach me? What can I learn from this experience? That is how you win, that is how you grow. So yesterday, what the fuck? My laptop just broke down. It went black. And then his went black. This is so weird. What is this here to teach me? What can I learn from this? Wow, this gives me such an initiation to show up even more authentically. Whoa, I feel so vulnerable. I feel so seen. Me and my partners feel closer. Me and the entire container feel closer. I still don't know logically what the fuck happened, but it's okay. We're gonna own this. Finding your fruits in every situation really helps you to alchemize and just keep growing, keep expanding. 7. When you're doing something that is big and courageous and bold, not everybody is going to like you, not everybody's going to resonate with you, and that's okay. It is not your responsibility for everybody to like you. I invite you to be bold and be courageous and be daring and do things that are quite controversial because you're a free being and you're allowed to have your point of views and your own mindset. And having a strong mindset builds character as well as staying open. It's a fine balance. Lastly, when I was 19, I drank ayahuasca for the first time and it completely changed my life. And I had this vision of this ancient future. I saw the old world collapsing. All of the technology, all of the empires, greed, everything just falling apart. And a new world emerging. And what I saw was our ability to bring ancient cultures, ancient wisdom, the ways of the indigenous, the ways of consciousness, being in touch with the earth, And combining that with the advancement of technology, utilizing technology to our advantage to reach the masses, to guide deeper journeys with production, being open to technology. I know it can be very challenging to show up on social media, but imagine if you make one post and somebody finds you and you get an opportunity of a lifetime that fuels a whole domino effect of more opportunities. So stay open to technology. I'm going to tune into the chat here, and then we're going to wrap this up by getting into our body and closing the space with this container. Thank you for being here with me if you've been here this far. Very helpful, Dominique. Many thanks. That's okay, Atmo. I'm not sure. Usually if you click the camera button, it'll work. But you can also watch the replay. Amazing, guys. Well, I hope that settled in your being. I was really excited to share this with you. There's a lot of codes, a lot of inspiration for you to work with. Let this settle, let this sink in. We're going to do a little bit of a body practice just to move this energy and stand up as we've been sitting and listening for a while. And then we're going to close the space together. So whenever you are ready, I would like to invite you to gently stand up. Standing up and feeling your feet firmly planted on the ground. Gently taking some deep breaths, maybe stretching your body a bit as you've been sitting for a while, listening to me talk all the time. Stretching it nice and wide and just tuning in. Giving your body the love that it needs. And whenever you're ready, I invite you to come into a gentle, still position, just standing still. Closing your eyes, bringing your awareness inside. And allow your nervous system to settle into all of this information that was given to you. And feel it in your body. Where does it hit you the most? What did I speak that resonates with you the most? What areas are you excited to work on? What areas are you feeling more tense? Just feeling it in your body. And I'll invite you to just take a few deep breaths in with me, breathing in deep. And exhaling air out the mouth. Keeping your eyes closed and awareness inside. Taking a moment to honor your life's journey. Everything you've been through to get to where you are now. Breathing in even deeper. Honoring yourself as an alchemist. An infinite being so much greater than this third dimension. With the ability to move, to shake, to dance, to make real change, to lead a legacy and leave an imprint for generations to come. Inviting you to gently open your arms nice and wide as you inhale. As if you're hugging the entire universe and all of the infinite possibilities. And as you exhale, just bringing it into your heart, bringing it into your body, the alchemy of existence. And inhale, opening your arms nice and wide, like you're hugging the universe and the infinity of existence. And exhale, bringing it all into your heart. Inhale, opening your arms nice and wide, breathing in all of the infinite possibilities. And as you exhale, breathing it into your heart, gathering all of that energy. And this time, bringing your arms up above your head. And exhale, bringing your arms down to the sky, as if you're bringing the sky to the earth. And inhale, earth to sky, bringing your arms up from the earth all the way up to the sky. And inhale, bringing sky back to earth. Just feeling all of your energy, all of your chi, all of the infinite possibilities. And last round, bringing the earth to the sky. And very gently, we're gonna exhale our arms down, shaking it out, shaking out our entire body, moving any stagnant energy, any space within you that feels small or incapable or fearful. And we're gonna invite some weird sounds. Just exhale air out with like a inviting yourself to be nice and primitive and wild. Shaking your body out, inviting any wild, weird sounds. If birds can chirp so effortlessly and freely, you can manifest anything you desire because you're a human being with a brain and a mind that can speak and move and shake. Pumping yourself up like you're cheering yourself on, like you're about to win the most amazing game. Cheering yourself on for life. Tapping on your heart, tapping on your body, giving yourself the courage you need to make that next step. Being your own mother, your own father, your own partner, cheering yourself on. Letting yourself dream big, using all of your mouth, all of your body, moving your body in any weird, wild, celebratory ways. Yes, it can be this simple. Feeling yourself, allowing yourself to strut and walk in place like you are the shit. Yeah, I got this. Like you are winning the game of life. No matter what life hands me, I can find my fruits. I can alchemize this. I am a warrior. I got this. Yes. Allowing yourself to really let loose here. A few more moments, tapping on your body, moving, shaking, pumping yourself up, using your voice to its fullest capacity to alchemize the infinite. Lose your mind, open your heart to the wonders. Inviting you to gently come into a stillness, a strong standing point, just feeling all of that energy, all of your chi, and gently expanding your arms nice and wide like you're holding a big ball of chi, very slowly expanding your arms out and bringing them down, regulating your energy. And gently smiling, allowing yourself to smile. Feeling your infinite power, just standing in your power for a moment. Standing in your embodiment. Feeling your legacy. All of the people that have come before you and the things that they've had to go through to bring you here now, and the power you have to lead a whole new generation. And very gently, I invite you to slowly open your eyes while remain standing. And just bring your hands out in front of you, looking at your hands, looking at these incredible hands that get you everywhere you want to go, that cook and clean and type, create music and paint. Your hands do everything for you. Just honoring your hands, honoring yourself as a creator. Whatever you do throughout this next segment, don't stop looking at your hands. We're gonna make love to our hands and let this be a metaphor for embodying the Creator. I invite you to gently wiggle your left fingers, your thumb, your index, all the way to your pinky. Just meeting your fingers on your left hands on every microcosmic level and their ability to cast spells in the universe, to tangibly grasp and change lives with movement. And coming to your right hand, moving your right fingertips, your thumb to your index to your pinky, honoring these amazing hands and your capability to change lives with the simple click of a button. And very gently, I invite you to take your left hand, placing your right hand down beside you, looking at your pointer finger, bringing it closer to your eyes, making an agreement, allowing you two to become good friends, promising that you will paint worlds with this hand. And I invite you to gently move this finger. Do not lose eye gaze with it. Moving this finger in any way that feels natural to you, as if you're painting a whole new world with this finger. Keeping your eyes and gaze with this finger, as if you're painting your self-worth, dancing with your finger, and dancing with all of your other fingers. Allowing it to be unique, a unique dance between you and creation. Thanking Creator for giving these hands. Thanking Creator for being a human being. Gently bringing your right hand and looking between left and right hand and dancing with both of your hands. Being present with the alchemy that these hands can create, painting worlds into the space, inviting your childlike imagination, and very gently I invite you to repeat after me, taking these hands and continuing to honor them and their ability to make change, moving them in ways that feels most natural to you. As if you're gathering all of this infinite possibilities in the palm of your hands, I invite you to speak into the infinite and repeat after me. I am infinite. I am allowed to dream like a child. I am an alchemist. I am much greater than what I've been told. I believe in myself. I make fear my friend. I'm ready to show up. And very gently, I invite you to take these hands and gently pour this energy on top of your head, bathing yourself in all of this infinite essence. And just taking some moments to feel yourself here. Taking some nice deep breaths, inviting sound on your exhale. Allowing your heart to feel illuminated, in your mind and your body and your spirit. And I invite you to just make a silent promise to yourself. One promise. That you will show up for something this month. That you will do something a bit differently that will have an impact. Whenever you're ready, I invite you to gently give yourself a nice hug. Embracing yourself for showing up today. For meeting yourself vulnerably. And gently kissing your left shoulder and your right shoulder. And whenever you're ready, I invite you to gently and slowly and softly come back into a sitting position as we will begin to close this space together. Some soul assignments for you. I invite you to invest in a self-mastery journal if you don't have one yet. It will change your life. Second, to share something that you've never shared before publicly. It can be in the Facebook group or on social media, or wherever feels most authentic to you, that will have an impact. Third, take a risk on your dreams. Just do something, a little bit of something different. And lastly, share your experience with the community. Share it with us. I want to know how you're doing, what's alive for you in this process. I'm going to close this space with a closing invocation mantra in Sanskrit. I invite you to simply listen and receive like you're receiving a transmission. And then we will end our call for the day, and I'll see you tomorrow. And I'm really looking forward to singing with you more. So inviting you to take a nice deep breath into your heart, breathing in the energy of this call. And just relax and allow yourself to receive. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here and joining me on this journey. closing this space with so much love and so much integrity. It's been such a treasure to rise in this way together. Taking a few deep breaths in, allowing your nervous system to settle into an integrative space. Thank you. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Thailand time. It's been such a pleasure. This was such a great vibe. Feeling very inspired. I'm gonna tune into the chat a little bit here. So much happening. Thank you, beautiful. Thank you, divine. All the love. It's nice to feel this community here. Thank you for all the stories, the knowledge, the wisdom. Thank you, thank you. Please keep the Facebook group alive. This is how we get to connect deeper, share some video messages, some photos. It's just nice to feel you in this way. I'll see you again for tomorrow. Much love.